Cole, first impressions on Mercedes Lewis group.
Big guy. Yeah. Big guy. And played a lot of football. So it was cool. I was actually had breakfast with him this morning, picking his brain during meetings. So it's always fun having those vets that have played as long as he has. And just kind of gaining knowledge from those guys. So really lucky and fortunate to have a guy like that in our room and looking to gain all the knowledge that I can from him.
As somebody who grew up here and grew up a Bears fan, are there one too many Packers in the locker room?
They're not Packers now, so it doesn't matter. They came to the good side, so no.
What did he share with you, though, maybe about the sort of secrets of longevity? An 18-year career at that position is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't even think he knows, honestly. No, but he was just – we were talking at breakfast just about how much the game's changed since he's entered the league. It was funny. I was telling him, you know, me and my brother used to collect cards when we were younger, and he was our first football jersey card. So I think it's somewhere in the boxes at home. But we just thought that was funny. So we have a Jaguars Mercedes Lewis jersey card at home. So that's kind of funny.
What does he say?
I should. That'd be cool. That should be cool.
As far as the game changing, what does he say? Like what's the
Yeah, well, I mean, you just go into rules and, you know, the evolution of the pass game and, you know, how it's become definitely more offensive friendly from when he first entered to now. And then you just talk about, I mean, he was in the league when they were doing 2 days. So, like, I mean, that's no longer a thing. And, you know, to see how they take care of guys now, comparing it to when he came to the league, it's just night and day. So it's cool to kind of hear those type of stories.
From both the experience and an execution standpoint, what did you make of that end of game situation that you guys went through at the end of practice today?
Yeah, that was good. They ripped me on a OPI to start it off, so that was great. I looked at the film, but you know, whatever. And so they called that, and you know, we kind of had to fight back through that, and we were able to, you know, get in field goal range there and get the field goal there to win it. So you know, all these situations that we're working are awesome, and we got a lot of them. We got a lot more to go before the end of camp, but you know, these are all things we rep so that, you know, when the moment comes up and these end of game situations happen, like we've had these this past year, we can go out and execute and win the game.
It was right in the final second there to get it spiked.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about. So, you know, that's the difference in the NFL. So you got to be able to execute in those moments, know what everyone's doing, and you know, everyone on the sideline's got to be in tune. You know, the field goal unit, all those things. So, like I said, just good situations to rep.
When the guy falls down, are you telling me he's selling the OPI a little bit?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, I mean, just because he falls down doesn't mean, you know, it was a push off, but we'll see.
What do you like about where the offense is right now, and where are you kind of focusing in on where you guys can be better?
Yeah, well, I still think we can just get better at overall execution wise, playing and play out. You know, you definitely see the details showing up where they weren't there last year. Guys definitely have a better understanding of the offense, so that's been cool to see. You know, Justin's operation in 2-minute and end of half situations, he's calling plays, like that's kind of cool. That's awesome to be a part of, and he knows what he wants to do, what he wants to get done. So things feel like they're operating a little more smoothly maybe than they were at this time last year, but like I said, we still got a long way to go.
How much of that has to do with Justin just not having to learn a new offense? He's now, you know, comfortable in this.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to ask him, but I mean, I think that's a big deal. You know, he comes into this new year knowing the offense, knowing the calls, and knowing how to go about his business. So that for sure plays into it.
That execution on that 1-minute drill? I mean, it wasn't just the OPI, like you said. There was also the sack, that 3rd and long, right?
Yeah.
So like that, all of that specifically, do you think like that's a sign of growth? Last year, it seemed like if you guys got behind the sticks, that might have been it. Do you see this as an opportunity? Like, okay, yeah, we're really building. We got way behind the sticks, and here we are in 1-minute drill.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say like signs of growth. We got to go do it in games, you know. And like this is practice still, and like we're doing these things in practice, and it's awesome to see. And like I feel like we're executing really well. But like what matters is the game. So like we got to go do this, and we can talk about growth when we see it in games, like, and that's for real. But like all these practice situations are preparing us for that. So it's good that we're executing now and we're doing those things now. But we got to carry these over when it's for real.
Cole, with that in mind, with so much work to be done, like you said, is your eagerness to get through this part of the process and to the regular season any different this year than previous years? Is there any more sense of anticipation, you know what I'm saying, or excitement to get through this, or is this still just so rudimentary and formative that you're just
yeah, it's weird. Like camp, I think this is kind of when you log in the dog days of camp, as they're called. You know, we're kind of still a couple of days away till the first preseason game, and we're doing the same. I don't even know. Someone told me today was Tuesday. Like you just don't know what you know. You know, there's a day off every 3 days, but it's the same day over and over and over again. So yeah, there's an eagerness to kind of get to the season, but keeping in mind that there's a lot of work to be done, and every day counts. And Coach was talking about it when we brought it up at the end that we got to make every day count, and we got to do that until week 1 hits, because there's a lot of work to get done. So there's a lot that we need to get done still, and obviously a lot of eagerness to get to the season to see what we look like and how it goes, and we're all very excited about where we're at and where we're going, but there's still a lot that we can get better at.
When we had polls up here last week, you talked about the value of adding veterans, Ngakwe, Lewis.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't have that last year. What's the value there for you as somebody who's been doing this a long time, but not as long as Mercedes?
Yeah.
To have some guys, who not only used to be Pro Bowlers, but just have experience in this league.
Well, I think it's a big value for the team, because those guys, one, know how to practice. They know how to go to meetings, how to operate in meetings, and I think that's good for everybody to see. I still consider myself so fortunate that I had a guy like Jimmy Graham my rookie year and second year to kind of learn from that and see how his process was. And a lot of guys didn't have that last year. We were really young, but when you can point to guys that have been very successful in this league and have been doing it for a long time, and you can see how they operate and how they just go about themselves in the building and whatnot, that's a really good thing. And guys soak that stuff in, because those are the guys that have been successful, and we can all strive to have careers like that. So when you bring those guys in, you kind of shut up, listen, and see how they do things.
Thank you.
What was it like being in Soldier Field wearing Navy and that?
It was cool, man. I was actually talking to my parents the other day about it. When I was a kid, we went to that, growing up and all that. So, being out there is cool. And then, once that ball snaps, it's time to get to business. But just going out of the tunnel and everything like that, it gets you ready for sure, ready for that first game.
Concern if Tremaine happens to be out for a little bit of an extended period, any concern about you guys kind of losing that chemistry and that sync that you guys have kind of built up, and it may take a little bit of time to get it back whenever he returns?
I feel like the one thing that he's done, he's been out there, the whole time. So I mean, he's working with us. We're all talking the same thing. Our meetings are so interaction based that we have no choice but to talk to each other and see how everyone's seeing things differently and how we can get on the same page with new installs and things that we have. So no, I don't think we'll miss a beat at all. So we're just everyone's working to get back, and when we do, we'll be ready.
Have any familiarity with Barrington Wade? He's local. He played in the Big Ten. You guys are about the same age. Any of that?
Not really, not too much. I just kind of met him today. Figured out he's a local dude. I'm like, man, we're loading up in here. So he seems like a great guy. Ready to work, and it's good to have him for sure.
You came from a defense that was a pretty well-oiled machine a year ago. This one's kind of building. How does it compare for you as you kind of see what is coming together here with this group?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, at this point, I think it's, we're still in that process of just, like you said, kind of building this thing and building that chemistry with each other and just making sure that we're all on the same page. I think, right now that focus is just, our base principles, our hits principles, and just making sure that, we're getting to the ball, that the effort and everything is there, and we can, we'll fix the details of things. But as long as we're on the same page in terms of what the expectation is, that's where good defenses form, and we're doing that right now for sure.
Left an impression on you about the kind of competitive edge that this group is kind of showing through the first couple weeks of camp.
Yeah, I mean, you see it every day. I think the biggest thing as you get to kind of like these dog days at camp is, it's easy to kind of go through the motions a bit, get complacent a little bit, and there's none of that going on. Our expectations are high. The coaches' expectations are high. So every day there's something to correct. There's something to we can be better at. There's things we're doing well, but there's also things that we just got to keep working through. And I think that's the exciting part, is every day you come in here eager and you're ready to get back out there and get back on the field with these guys.
With the state of the D line, a lot of expectations for the rookies, Pickens and Dexter.
Yeah.
Curious what you've seen from them as far as how much they've had to rework a lot of things. How much are they looking like rookies, especially when it comes to the expectation that they can contribute this year? What do you see there?
Yeah, you don't really notice, them being rookies or anything. One, they're big dudes up there, so they can really do some good things. And the biggest thing is them just learning from the vets in the room. Learning from those guys, and you can see it every day in terms of the biggest thing is D line right now is getting out of stack when the ball is thrown, because we need them downfield if big plays break and things like that. And every single day you see them just working, running to the ball. And I think being a rookie, it's easy to kind of just be so scrambled to get your job done and forget about the little things. And you don't see that with them. So again, there's always things we got to work on, and that's everybody, not just them. So, but they've been really good. Exciting to see.
Sorry, TJ, with Jack out, Noah's gotten a lot of run with the first team defense.
Yeah.
What have you liked about what he's done starting Sam?
Yeah, I mean, he's a physical dude, man. He's a big dude. He can, but he's very athletic as well. And just kind of working with him, he understands the game. He understands what his responsibilities are in the plays. And I think a guy who's just a football player, man. He finds the ball. He's powerful. So really, really excited about him and what he's doing for sure.
Noah, now that he's gotten this extra run with the ones, is there any area where you see, he's grown from minicamp to where he is now because he's gotten that extra run with the ones?
I think anytime, you understanding the playbook is one thing when you're doing it on paper. It's a little bit easier. Once you get out there and the bullets are flying, that's when it gets, difficult. And I think the biggest thing you see with him is just trusting it. Him having the confidence in what he's doing to go out there and execute and make plays, man. He's making a lot of plays right now. And again, all of us linebackers are finding things that we can work on. So there's something every day, but no, he's been really good for sure.
There's been comparisons with Justin Fields to Jalen Hurts. I'm sure you've been asked about it probably ad nauseum, but are we delusional to think that there's comparisons there, or do you think there really is?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's it's hard to say. I think they're different in some ways, and but I think the one thing that is similar, and I've said it before, is their work ethic, man. I think that's one thing that is definitely the same. Guys that just come in and want to work. Guys who are leading their units, and again, that was the progression I saw with Jalen. Was just his confidence in what he was doing from year 2 to year 3, and you see the same thing with Justin, man. I think he's just getting the ball out well. He's getting the ball out fast. He's making a lot of big throws, making the right decisions. Making us work extremely hard on defense, and as a defense, that's all you can ask for. So. It's hard to compare, but I would just think that the way they, they're composed, they're calm, and just absolute workhorses for sure.
Given the way you came into the league, your first preseason 4 years ago, there was a lot at stake for you. Do you have specific memories of your first preseason game, whether it's play and emotion, all that stuff when you first got out there?
Yeah, no, it was different, man. I remember, who was it? I was on punt. I think it was Matt Judon, I want to say, and he was holding me up. Dude held me down the field the whole time, threw me to the ground. It was wild. I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this, man. This is different out here. But then the game sat in, and it's fun once you get out there. I think for a lot of these rookies, you're going through practice, you're working extremely hard, and you kind of lose that sense of when you get out to the game, you're playing football, and so. I'm excited for all these guys. Just get out there and get a chance to show what they can do, for sure.
What do you remember about the pressure? You're feeling like this is basically a 3-4 week chance to show everybody what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's real. You can't deny it. It's something that decides a lot of people's fates, man. So it's something you got to take advantage of. But at the end of the day, you're playing a game that you love, that you work so hard to get here to this level too, and you just got to go out there and be you, man. And that's all I tried to do. That's all I still try to do. And I think it's such an easy thing to do, to try to be perfect in everything that you're doing, and this isn't a perfect game. Sometimes things get muddled up and things like that, but just go out there, man, have fun. Trust what you're doing, trust your coaching, trust all the things that we've been doing this entire camp, and just go, let it free.
Is preseason still fun for you?
Yeah, no, I love just honestly anytime we get to put the jerseys on and get to see these guys that we see every day just working their butts off, go get an opportunity. It's big time for sure.
Thanks.
Appreciate you guys.
How much progress do you feel that you've made since the start of camp, and what has been your main focus?
I think I made a huge progress. I think I get better each day, for sure. And I think I'm doing everything. I'm trying to get better in each way. If that's pass rush, if that's playing the run, or even just learning the playbook. I'm trying to get better at each thing each day. So.
Coach Cruz also said that you are improving every day. He also said that you've got rare strength that allows you to win sometimes, even when you play too high or you're a little late off the ball. But he says if you want to be elite, you have to be more consistent on your get off and your pad level. What specifically can you do to work on getting off that ball quicker? I know it's a thing in terms of the duties in college, but what can you work on to get off the ball quicker?
I think just keep the ball. It's no really tricks to it. Getting in the stands, getting down and getting off the ball, keying the ball, keying your man, and getting out your stance. It's no, like I said, it's no tricks. But staying consistent is something that you got to do to play in this league for sure, and definitely be dominant in this league. I think it's good players, and then those great players are the ones that do it all the time. So, just like I said, just getting in your stands, getting down, and shooting out of it. So.
You mentioned working to get better each day. What are some of the specific things you're maybe doing to try to get better?
Just the extra. I like to do extra. I think you like I said again, you'll be good if you do the things that you're supposed to do. But the great ones put in that extra work. So I try to do extra film. I try to get out there a little early and do a couple get offs on the ball to get that better. So just the extra work for sure.
Justin Jones described Andrew Billings as a technician at nose tackle. Is there anything that you're picking up from him specifically as you're, growing here?
Yeah, just like I say, how he does things. He prepares himself like a veteran, of course, and he plays the same way. He's consistent. He gets knocked back consistently. He sprints to the ball consistently, and he prepares himself that way. So.
What has been the most fundamental change that this coaching staff has kind of tried to make with you, make a difference with you that you weren't doing it in college that you're now doing now?
Yeah, I think the thing for me was some of the skill sets that I wasn't able to do in college. I kind of already was gifted with it, if that makes sense. I already wanted to do some of the things that I get to do here now in college, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So it was an easier transition for me, I would say, just because I always wanted to get down in that stance and just get to go. You know, I always just wanted to be able to just rush the passer and show and utilize and showcase my talents. So that's some of the things I get to do now, and I think it's gonna look good for me.
That work with like your stance, that work with like we said, how much has that been kind of an impediment to kind of hitting the ground running in week one? You know what I'm saying? How much has that held you back a little bit, like relearning and that kind of thing?
Like I say, I already had it. If that makes sense. When I got here, they kind of told me this is the stance that we want you in, and it was a stance that I already felt comfortable with, and now I get to do it. So.
What's your mindset as you prepare to play in your first NFL game? Obviously, it's a preseason game. Is there any doubt about performing at this level? Are you anxious? How would you kind of describe your attitude going in?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to showcase some of those things. I'm not looking at it like a preseason game. It's my first game. It's my first NFL game. I'm prepared for it. I'm gonna prepare for it. So I'm just ready to compete and ready to showcase my talents.
What are you most eager for on Saturday when you do finally go out in the first NFL game?
I'm eager to play. I'm eager to play the game of football. I'm eager to fly around. I'm ready to fly around, showcase myself, and showcase my talent. So.
Do you have any specific goals for the game?
No, I just want to win.
And it's still early in the process of your development, but based on what you've seen so far, off-season, training camp, how has that affected your view of your vision of what you think you can do, what kind of impact you can make as a rookie? Has it changed it any way at all?
No, I've always knew that I can compete here. So I don't think it changed any, but I have seen some success, and I know that I can play here. I know that I can compete here, so I don't think anything's changed. No.
This year, you're talking about as a rookie, right?
Yeah, I think I can come in, help the team win in any way. That whatever the coach want me at, wherever I'll be, I think I can come in and help the team.
DJ Edwards was saying the rookies, especially on the D line, don't feel like rookies to him. How would you just assess the rookie class so far on the defensive side? You, Zach, Tyreek, and how you guys have played?
I think we prepare ourselves. I think like a lot of us when we got a little break, we all went and we didn't go and just play around. We went and worked and tried to get better. We all came back the weight and everything that we needed to be and physically and mentally ready to compete. So I think we're rookies, but I think we're trying to prepare ourselves like veterans. And I think that's helping us. So.
What did you do in between minicamp and training camp?
Just work. That's all I did was go to work. I got up. I did the same schedule that we was on during mini camp. I didn't just because we was off the day. I didn't wake up later. I woke up still 7 a.m. to go get to work in. So.
How would you describe what it's like to be in the same room as DeMarcus Walker?
It's great. He's a super competitive. He's a great leader. He doesn't take any rep lightly, and even if it's not his rep, he's gonna coach you up on it. So I mean, he always looking to get better, but he's always wanting to help his other teammates get better. I mean, he like I said, he doesn't miss a rep. If we're watching film and he sees something, he's gonna he won't let coach skip it before he says something. So he's a great guy, great leader as well. So.
What's been the biggest challenge so far for you, just adjusting to the NFL?
I would say that just the game speed, the centers, the guards, they're a lot faster and smarter. And we have great guards and centers on our team that I'm blessed to be able to compete against. So like I say, I just think they're smarter.
Justin's been calling you Big Dex.
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah, that's smooth. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed like earlier in the process you were getting more reps at the 1 tech, and now you seem to be getting more reps at 3. I don't see all y'all practices, but it seemed like you were getting more reps at 1, and now you're getting them more at 3. What changed, and why did the coaches feel like that switch was better for you?
I don't think anything changed. I'm playing both everywhere. Like I say, when he asks me, I'm willing to do whatever the coach wants me to do at any position. So if that's 3, if that's 1, I'll be ready.
Gervon, what have your early interactions with Yannick been like? Have you started picking his brain about pass rush moves?
Yeah, so he just got here. I'm ready to go back and pick his brain right now. So, but yeah, he's a great guy. Even coming to the room, he introduced himself. He's you can tell he's a great leader. He's a great guy as well, and he has all the tools. So I'm definitely super eager to go in there and pick his brain. So yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.